Roller coasters have been around for centuries, and over time they advanced, giving room for some of the crazy coasters we have today to come to life. But I noticed something happening now in the coaster world. The end of roller coasters. This video isn't clickbait. In this video, I'm going to explain why I think this is the end of roller coasters as we know it. Now, I don't mean to say there won't be roller coasters anymore. Rather, I think the technology of roller coasters will change so much that theme parks will start to look much different over the next decades. But enough of me talking. Originally, I planned to make a video called The End of Hypercoasters, but then I realized that what I was going to talk about applied to most other coaster types as well. Recently, hypercoasters have been changing a lot, but that's not all. Pretty much every coaster model is changing. Let me explain what I mean. Back when B&M first started out as a manufacturer, hypercoasters were made with specific elements. One of the most common types being Airtime hills. Now, years later, we see hypercoasters able to be built with inversions like vertical loops, zero-G stalls, or practically anything you can dream of. Even B&M is changing up their hypers to include wave turns and other unique elements. Just look at Canobie and Orion. However, this isn't only the case for hypercoasters. Look at the traditional spinning coaster. Spinning coasters used to only be family coasters, with the exception of Arrow's 4D coasters. But now spinning coasters have evolved so much in recent years. We have the Mack Extreme Spinner, the SNS 4D Free Spin, roller coasters with spinning back cars, and even the SNS Axis Coaster. All coasters with a new and unique spinning experience. There are so many new types of spinning roller coasters, which are all way different than the original ones we once had. Let me show you another example. Look at the wooden coaster. Wooden coasters have evolved so much over time, from the originals to the GCIs and Gravity Groups, then the Gravity Group family coasters, and then RMC. I mean, there's just so much to choose from. And now RMC even offers family coasters. Roller coasters have been getting better over time, and it will only continue that way. Roller coasters change over time, but I believe something very interesting is starting to happen now. As more and more parks continue to open up around the world, more roller coasters will continue getting built. More roller coasters means more manufacturers and more models. In recent years, so many new types of coaster models have been unveiled and many more are likely on the way. Parks have been moving towards unique, newer experiences like the 4D free spins, the Extreme Spinner, or even RMCs. This in turn has led the traditional manufacturers like B&M to change their models. It seems the future of roller coasters will be more unique than ever. It looks like we will start seeing more unique models and less clones of traditional models. Now, not every park needs a B&M Hyper. Some can get an Intamin, some a Mack, some a SNS, some a Vekoma. Then there's also the Giga Row. Nowadays, there's so much to choose from and so many more parks that each park is looking to get newer and different models. This new way of coasters has been happening slowly over the last bunch of years, but I think it will start happening more and more over time. Take this spinning coaster. Every park should have a spinning coaster, but now there's so much to choose from. There's the regular family spinning coaster, an extreme spinner, an axis coaster, and even a spinning back car on a coaster. With more parks, there are more manufacturers to fill the demand, and as the industry gets bigger, it will only change more. Let me explain. Say a specific manufacturer can build 5 coasters a year. If parks need 10 coasters that year, there's 2 options. Either that manufacturer can expand and build 10 coasters that year, or another manufacturer can do the other 5. Back years ago, everyone kept coming to the same manufacturers over and over again, making them bigger and bigger. But now there's so much to choose from, so there's no longer a reason for every park to have a B&M invert, for example. Honestly, the roller coaster industry has been changing a ton over the last bunch of years, and it'll only keep changing. More parks are opening and more parks are expanding. Even parks and chains continue to shift their strategies from time to time. Look at SeaWorld, for example. They went from being focused on sea animals to coasters in just a few years. The future of roller coasters is really brighter than ever. So no, this is not the end of coasters. Rather, it's the end of a chapter and the start of a much bigger one. What do you think the future of roller coasters holds? Let me know in the comments.